Hello, everyone. I'm Adam Sessler, and with me is another gentleman who needs no introduction. It's the one and only Cliff Bleszinski. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me, Adam. It's good to see you. It's been a while.
Good to see you. It has been a little bit too long.
Way too long.
I started out in 1998, and one of the first games I remember covering was this little game called Unreal. At that time, I don't think you, nor I, nor anyone really was going to see where the industry was going to go. That game that you worked on is now...
Well, the roller coaster of where the industry continues to go. Because back then it was PC gaming, consoles were somewhat big. You know, PC kept moving along, but consoles exploded as well. The mobile market exploded, and we're here at E3 and we're seeing a lot of great PC console games, but also VR is coming up. So that's one thing about this industry, about the technology, is that one constant is change.
Do you feel that you can always change with it?
The one thing I remind myself, especially as I age, is to continue to learn and adapt and evolve. So the game that we're making right now is PC-based, maybe eventually could come to consoles. Eventually I want to get some of the VR dev kits, and I want to have a couple people just playing with it.
You know, let's talk a bit about the PC space. That point of transition, because there was that sense that PC games were more mature, more sophisticated. Obviously, the technology you could have inside a PC, you know, made them look better. But what was, in your mind, that big transition when console became so much more dominant?
Well, the transition was that, you know, the PC base was really, really fractured back then. This was like early 2000s, right? The move to digital for PC was a tricky one because Steam wasn't quite the 100 million plus user juggernaut that it is these days.
Right.
And people didn't even have an option to buy games digitally at the time until Gabe and Valve came along and really groomed Steam into the juggernaut that it is today. With the PC, we can engage the community quickly. We can update the game on a regular basis. We can have servers that we like to call test kitchens, where you want to play with new weapons or new maps that are maybe prototype. You can be a VIP and you can check that out with us, and we can iterate, and then make the best game possible that uses a keyboard and mouse. And then at a later date, if Sony and Microsoft want to talk, we'll see. We're open to it. So for us, we're targeting potentially doing that even in the fall already with the game that we're building, which is a little over a year after I opened the studio last August. So, you know, it's going to be the initial VIP. Maybe it's 500, maybe it's 5,000. I don't know yet. And then you build it up to the point where suddenly everyone looks around, they're like, when did this game become such a thing?
So let's shift gears and talk about VR for a second. I know you're quite the enthusiast about
Absolutely.
it, and you were there with Oculus.
I believed in VR in 1.0, Lawnmower Man 1990s, man. It never really happened. VR, I am a believer in, especially this time around. And you know, when I saw the Oculus early versions, I saw the potential there. And if you've had a chance to see the Valve VR, the HTC Vive, and the latest Oculus with controls, when I'm standing there and Palmer Luckey, the creator of Oculus, is in front of me, but he's in the other room, and we're throwing a ball back and forth in VR space and seeing our own hands, it's pretty magical. And just for the possibilities beyond video gaming, of virtual tourism, of communication, of people who are far apart feeling like they're in the same space.
And I think all you need to do is try it once when it's good, and you get it, and you're probably going to be very interested in it. I really think that it's going to require completely rethinking how you design a game.
Absolutely. A lot of people are like, oh, imagine, you know, Skyrim or Half-Life 2 on that. I'm like, no. Like, VR needs to be a very languid and gentle experience with completely, you know, just like PC first-person shooters are crazy, fast-paced, with turning around and jumping everywhere. Halo really brought that down a notch. It's going to be a similar kind of downshift. And I don't mean to say that it's a downgrade. It's just a different thinking about how the game is paced. I mean, when you physically have to pick up your gun and aim and shoot things around you, you're going to want the amount of enemies coming at you to be less.
Where do you see the industry right now? You get to work kind of off there on the PC land, but you've worked for so long in the world that was consoles.
Well, there's nothing's a sure thing anymore. We could find that, you know, digital keeps rising on console, and retail has an interesting time adapting to the new digital world. Mobile could hit a brick wall with, you know, people getting tired of playing some of these kind of Clash of Clones games that are everywhere, right? And nothing is certain, and it's terrifying, but it's also exciting. So for me, having 40 employees back at the studio that, you know, are depending on myself as well as each other to make a great game, it's a lot of pressure, but it's also tremendously exciting. So I think, you know, it's a great time to be alive. I mean, the future is amazing as far as where things might be going with VR and the input methodologies that we use, as well as graphical fidelity. It's just, you know, we haven't seen anything yet.
Cliff Bleszinski, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
It's been a wonderful pleasure. I'm Adam Sessler.